The 1950s has come into Beamish thanks to a £10.9 million grant from the Heritage Lottery Fund. Staff and volunteers are today celebrating the fantastic news of the funding for the Remaking Beamish project, a major milestone in the museum's history. A 1950s town will be built, featuring a cinema, moved brick by brick from Sunderland, a community centre, shops, cafe and houses. The expansion of our 1820s landscape will include Joe the Quilter's cottage, a blacksmith's, pottery and candle house. Visitors will be able to stay overnight at the Georgian Coaching Inn, which will recreate the 3 tuns which once stood at Scotch Corner.
It's fantastic news, and we've been working on this project for about 8 years, something like 8, 9 years. There's a lot of work, and a lot of work from everyone working across the museum. It's great to finally be given the green light to put those plans into reality. Gradually, over the next 3 to 4 years, more than 30 new exhibits across the museum, including the 1820s area, the early part of the 19th century, and then a new town set in the 1950s. We've selected the exhibits working with people right across the region, so we've tried to make sure that we reflect the diversity from Teesside right up to Northumberland, so hopefully everyone will see a little bit of their own history reflected in the museum in the future.
I think it's exciting for Beamish and it's exciting for the North East. You know, the creation of 2 new towns basically within Beamish will just be absolutely fabulous for the visitors.
Well, I think Beamish is sometimes described as like your favourite granny. It should be something that you personally relate to. It should have the smells of your childhood, and of course as we're all getting older and grey hairs are appearing on my beard, the 50s is getting further and further away. And it's really when Beamish was founded, and if you think about it, the Edwardian period, the distance between the Edwardian period and the 1970s is very similar, so people will be able to explore their own history here and be once again within touch.
The offer is so good already, and to add to that offer and make it wider appeal, and I think it goes back to the original philosophy to get things in living memory as well, and I think that is something special.
We're welcoming nearly 700,000 people to the museum now. We employ more than 400 people, and we know that when we finish this project, it's going to be very, very popular and very appealing. So we expect to attract another 100,000 tourists to the region and employ just under another 100 people at the museum.
Aged miners' homes from South Shields will be copied and will create a pioneering centre for older people. This means we can build on our popular orchard cottage sessions for people living with dementia and their families and carers.
We developed it in a partnership with other open-air museums across Europe, and at the moment we've got quite a small house where we work with older people, including those living with dementia, and we're building a new centre for that, a dedicated centre which will reach about 2,500 people every year in a block of former aged miners' homes.
The Heritage Lottery Fund are delighted to be able to fund this, but we couldn't fund it without the lottery players and them playing the game every week. So we hope that they'll come along and see that we've spent the money in such a good way.
Remember, put your thumb in straight.
Remaking Beamish will add to the fantastic attractions already at our open-air museum. Work should start this winter and take 4 years to complete. Find out more at www.beamish.org.uk.